Party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew. It's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Rog Smuve, Lowe's, Rumble, Aldo NICE is the uncle.
As we already established, through my years, I done seen some shit. And up to current day, I still get around. And with visiting and spending time in these different places, comes with me asking myself, could I see myself living here? Could I see myself living there? And with that, I just get to thinking. And I think it's just so crazy how, like, for instance, if I was call myself wanting to move to Dallas, how somebody in Dallas right now and somebody that's from Dallas is just on some totally different energy about it. Like on some, man, I'm trying to get out of here right now. This the worst decision I made. I hate this place, and what have you. And the same is for any other major city, people trying to go there and people just trying to get up from out of there. And with that just brings me to my next point. I think it's something special about, where you're currently at or just like where you're from, because I think that just sets the foundation for, you going forward. And I guess the goal is for everybody to get inducted into the Small Town Hall of Fame. But I just think that it's certain value, I guess, to just loving yours, your current situation, and not always thinking the grass is greener on the other side, but which in some cases it is.
I say, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man Aldo NICE.
It's your boy Rog Smuve.
Wow, it's your boy Los, a.k.a. C.A.P.
What's happening, man? Look, I think Rumble was hitting on some very legit points, but I don't know if he knew what side of the fence he wanted to be on. He said, should you love yours or is the grass green on the other side? I mean, I guess we could talk to that. But before we really get into it, I want to let you guys know we got a special guest on the pod this week. I'm going to let that man introduce himself. Pass the mic to you. You got it.
What it do? It's your boy Spence. Diontae Spencer, just chilling, man. New location, new scene.
The newest Denver resident, man. So shout out, man. We're gonna talk to D Spence.
Congratulations, big dog.
Yeah, first and foremost, congrats, boy.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, we're gonna do our regular podcast thing, but we definitely gonna ask that man some questions and let him tell us a little bit about the experience about. Breaking into that league, man. NFL shit, man. Real big things, man. So, just first and foremost, Rumble said something about, just kind of the grass being greener. Raj, what's your thoughts on, where you from and how that affects, where you want to be? Do you think people like from big cities feel the same way about that? They're like, they don't want to be there because they're from there, or is that just kind of a small town thing?
No, I think that's an everywhere thing. I think people that live in big cities trying to get to small cities, and people that's trying, that's from small cities trying to get to big cities, and I having an older family, I've heard that my whole life. The grass ain't green on the other side, and what always came to, I always got a picture in my mind of a fence, right? Like that's the other side, and I always thought to myself, I could see if the grass is greener or not. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that the grass was greener for me in Denver. I knew that the grass was greener before I moved here.
So it was like a chain fence, like in the B. It wasn't like a wood fence.
It was a storm fence.
It wasn't a picket daddy, huh?
No, it wasn't something that I couldn't see over. And I guess that's what the analogy is that you can't see over the fence. You just gotta hop over it and hope the grass is greener, but it's not. But I didn't have any experience with those types of fences growing up.
Big facts. I don't think I know how to use the wood fences I got around my house, man. Yeah, that picket daddy is a whole different animal. I think you're right about that.
For sure.
I mean, I think there's a little bit something to be said for that, though. They got a lot of people, like, I live in Houston, right? And there's a lot of people in the Houston area who from Houston, who live in Houston, who, like, H-time till I die. Yeah. I feel like it's, I don't know. I don't think that's the same thing. I think when we was growing up in the B, we wanted to go to Houston. That was, even as kids, we aspired to go to big cities. And I don't think it's one-to-one. I don't know, Los, what you think? What was your Shreveport experience?
Well, I didn't, in Shreveport, I always wanted to get out. When I first came out here to go to school, I knew, within a year I wasn't going back to Shreveport. Just going home and visiting. And, I miss my family and things like that. But I knew as far as long term, this was the place for me to be. You know what I mean? I knew I wasn't going to be able to go back there and thrive like I would be out here, and I didn't want to. I kind of wanted to make my own way out here. So I knew Shreveport, I was going to leave it behind. I'd go back and visit, but I couldn't live there anymore.
I mean, some people are able to do it. We know a whole bunch of cats who back in Shreveport or back in Iberia that's still living there and able to do it. It's just not for everybody to be able to do that. How about you, D. Spence? I mean, I know you came up a little bit after us, but was the vibe still the same? Was everybody trying to get out that B when you was coming up?
I think it was. I feel like it was one of those things where everybody in my, I guess, generation class of growing up, it was more like they wanted to move to Lafayette or they wanted to move to somewhat close, but not in New Iberia.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's the same thing. So for me, just having the experience of going to McNeese and being away from home, I was right down the street, but I never wanted to come home. And for me, that was McNeese or Lake Charles was my other side of the fence. And it was close to home, but it was one of those things where I didn't want to go back home because I know it's home already. Mm-hmm. I want to experience something else, something different. It don't have to be far or another state, but it would just want to be.
But it's not Lafayette.
Yeah, it's not.
It's past
that's what I'm
Lafayette.
saying. I feel like Lafayette. That's too close to home. That's the same yard. You still on that side of the fence.
Yeah, you still.
So,
it's funny.
So
you ain't never even hopped the fence yet.
Yeah, you ain't even hopped the fence yet.
You just moved to another piece of the grass,
and then you get tired of Lafayette, and you I'm move back home. Well, you was still home. You just didn't like that experience of staying on the side of the fence. But I think it's everybody was trying to get out of New Iberia, but they thought Lafayette was the
other side of the fence.
The other side.
So, I mean, I feel like Lake Charles was close because I know my mama let me go on a date in Lake Charles when I was in high school. Let me take the whip to go to Lake Charles. So I felt like it was always, that was, like you said, it was always in the same yard. She wouldn't have let me take the whip and go to New Orleans. But she would have let me go to Lake Charles. Yeah. She not let me go to Houston. Absolutely not. That wouldn't have been a thing.
I think too. With that being said, some people always say they want to move, but they can't handle it. I got plenty of homeboys that came to Houston, thinking they going to be able to, I'm finna get out here and get it. But it's a different grind. It's a different hustle when you go to different cities. You can't take that all of the same Louisiana mentality, or value and things you use in Louisiana to make it out in Texas or anywhere else. And
hey, Los, that's a real thing because it took me to 31 to move to Denver because I wasn't ready. I mean, I think in every aspect of life I could have moved. I could have moved outside of the fact that I just wasn't ready. I wouldn't even know how to act. I would have gotten sold wooden nickels. Yeah. My whole life before I moved. If I would have moved at a different age. Your boys, shout out, moved at an earlier age than me. Mm-hmm. But I mean, now I look at it, me moving at the age I moved at, I wish I would have moved out here right, at 18 and a half. Yeah. I wish I'd have been in Denver. I wish I'd have been somewhere.
Yeah, I moved at 17, so I feel you. I moved at 17. It makes you grow up, man. You really find out what kind of person you are. You had to start dealing with stuff, a lot more by yourself.
Yeah.
You always can call home and get your advice, but you still have to do it, for the most part.
No, Los, I feel like you made a bigger move moving from Shreveport to Houston. That's to a really big city. I think Diontae going to Lake Charles and even me going to New Orleans was close enough to where we was fall, but we was close enough to be able to, and I think that's kind of a move you could have made, Raj, like that. Close enough, but not super far to where you can learn a city, but you can still get home. I think you missed that opportunity because that would have been your impetus to go do something else. I think once you would have did that, you'd have been out of there.
No, I'm saying maybe so, but I think for sure, I didn't even take that step. I jumped out of the tree. Now, granted, I wasn't no baby, but you know what I'm saying? I flew. I'm flying.
You currently flying. I mean, another thing Rumble said in there was he mentioned the Small Town Hall of Fame. So to be a part of the small town Hall of Fame, and I think Rumble could maybe come and attest to this better than everybody, that a prerequisite is that you can't be still in a small town. You got to make it. So all of us are actually potential candidates and inductees into the small town Hall of Fame. I mean, Diontae, I don't know if you know that you are actually a first ballot Hall of Famer in the small town Hall of Fame. I don't know if you knew that. Well, if you didn't know, now you know.
It's just found out.
jacket with his name on it.
Today years old when he found that out.
So yeah, I mean, we're gonna hang your jersey up in the Raptors. We'll let you know about it. We'll do a real formal ceremony. Just got to make sure you're there. But before we get into the interview, I'm gonna tell y'all what burned my Boudin this week. I only got one thing that really, like, this week has been burning my Boudin, and I'm not gonna be long-winded about it. I just put it out here like this: when you go to the ice machine in your refrigerator and it's on crushed ice, that burns my Boudin.
Man. Say, bro, my daughter do that all the time, and that shit that makes me so mad, dog.
Let me ask you a question. I gotta ask you a question about this, because one, let me agree with you, but for two, why does it burn your Boudin? Why does that make you mad?
Because crushed ice is so, I don't like the variability of crushed ice out the refrigerator. That's what
What do you mean about, like, the differences
the
in
differences
size?
in size in crushed ice? Absolutely.
So let me tell you why it burns.
Well,
let me tell you why it burns my Boudin. Crushed ice never works for me. One, it melts. It melts faster. So I don't even want a straw. They don't make it no better. I can't take ice on my front two teeth, and so I think the variability of the ice, the sizes of the differences in sizes of the ice, and the fact that I can't take ice, like sometimes a piece of ice slip through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? So like I can't take that on my teeth. It hurt. So it burns my Boudin as well. You like crushed ice?
I love crushed ice.
Well, you must like to eat ice.
Yeah.
Hey, there's only one place that crushed ice is acceptable at, and that's Sonic. But I don't even necessarily refer to that as crushed ice because it's like small cubed ice. So I feel like it's ice balls. There you go.
Yeah, little hell. Yeah.
I mean, Spence, I guess you holding it down for crushed ice. Why would you like crushed ice? Explain.
Because I don't know. I just like to chew ice.
That's a big thing, because I know people that actually like to eat the ice once they finish with their drink. Mm-hmm. Once I finish with my drink, the ice go to the ice heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's done.
My little
if
cousin
I go to
Chip.
Cane's, and I get a sweet tea,
right?
I'm gonna kill the sweet tea, and I'm gonna eat the ice.
Nah. Well, Cane's once again, they got that good ice too. That's like ice cube balls, small, mothball daddies. It ain't like regular.
It's not ice cubes,
but it's smaller, but it's like edible. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you got a big ice.
One little sharp, jagged piece coming out of your refrigerator. Your refrigerator don't cut them things up in little circular ballets. Is all I'm saying.
Hey, I actually have a question. It's funny. Who came up with the shape of ice? Why is it like a half crescent moon type thing? Who came up with that?
I mean, I grew up on like the square ice cubes.
Oh, you had squares?
Yeah, me too.
In the tray.
Put the water in the tray, and then put it in the icebox.
Yeah.
But it was squares. Okay, so like whenever we used to do it, it was like half crescent moons.
Yeah, because you had the
maker
icebox.
Yeah, with the maker.
The maker. Mm-hmm. The expensive icebox. That's the expensive icebox.
Don't do me.
I'm just saying.
I definitely kept quiet on that one, Raj.
Yep.
You had the icebox too, Los.
Yeah, I did. That's why I kept quiet.
Y'all said icebox. Icebox is not. Go ahead, continue.
So, if you have, that's the thing. If you have the choice between crushed ice and cubed ice, you're winning. Just to let y'all know. But if you just got the cubes, I mean,
crushed ice is a delicacy.
Okay.
When you get, that's what I'm saying. So when you get the chance to have crushed ice,
that's all you want.
Okay.
You gonna mess it up.
I never thought about it like that.
That makes sense.
He just put it in perspective, man.
Yeah. That's why I love crushed ice.
Okay. All right, man. Crushed ice for the cubed ice for the hood. Crushed ice for the ballers. Is that what Now I'm looking at it completely different. Now we could just go with that, man. Hey, man, look, let's get into it, man, because we I know you got a lot of things to do, man. It's a big week, man. You about to kick off week 1 of the season, so all of that good stuff, man. So we just wanted to bring you on because Raj said, you guys was talking this week and talking about how a lot of people asking you about the story as far as kind of how you got where you at, how you got this opportunity. And, it kind of probably sucks to have to tell that same story a million times. So it'd be great to just get it out there one time, tell your story, let the people know who need to know, and tell them all about it. But before you do that, Spence, this is what I was about to say, right? So I told Raj this story a couple weeks ago. Whenever he bring up D. Spence, he was like, yeah, you know D. Spence. I was like, well, I mean, I know who the dude is. I know of him. I was like, but I don't know dude like that. I know my mother used to say she'd go to your games out there at McNeese because she cool with your grandmother or something like that from senior high. And so they'd go out there and watch the games or whatever. So, boys been watching your career since high school. That's what we do. When you're really good in a small town, we going to watch you and be like, been rooting from afar. But I told Raj, I was like, we was at St. Edwards one day and we was at church on a Saturday. And I don't remember what it was, but I remember after church, you was outside and my mama was talking to your people and we were standing right next to each other. And I was like, I'm an OG in the beat. Little dude better be like, what's up, Al? Doe? Nice? And that man did, and he didn't say nothing to me. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna humble myself to be like, wow, what's hell? You know what I mean? So we just walk our separate directions. And Raj was like, so you petty. So after that, when he told me I was petty, I went follow you on social media just cause, man, And that's a big thing for me, being a petty dude, because I don't follow people unless they follow me, unless they like celebrities and shit. So I guess that means you a celebrity and shit, or it's just you small town Hall of Fame. So there you go, man. That's my backstory, man. But tell us a little bit about your journey, man, to get to where you at right now, man.
All right, I'm gonna let y'all know a little something, but before I get into it, I'm gonna just tell you I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. That was never my intentions. I'm a cool dude. I just to myself. So
there you go.
Nah, man, but like y'all said, the New Iberia Hall of Fame. I'm from New Iberia, born and raised. And I just always loved sports, always was around it. And my dream was to be a professional.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know which sport it was gonna be. I played all of them. Was better in some than others, but I felt like God just put me in a good place to play this game, and I've made a good career playing football. So, just a little bit about me. I started played football at Westgate High, graduated from Westgate High, ended up getting a scholarship going to McNeese State. Spent 4 years there, and then I started my professional career going to the St. Louis Rams, undrafted, got released, and ended up finding my way into Canada. Didn't want to go. I was scared. Didn't know nothing about Canada, but at the time, I felt like my back was against the wall. It was one of those what next things, and I had to humble myself, man. And I took that route. And it paid off. I felt like me going to Canada was a big step for me. I had never been outside of, let alone Louisiana, than another country.
Mm-hmm.
So it was tough. The first couple weeks, going through training camp and getting to meet people, having had to figure out my phone situation. I was getting charged, crazy charges, didn't know what was going on.
You know what's crazy?
I don't want to use my phone.
I'm gonna tell you this, I was working at AT&T at the time, and your mom actually came in and
to see what's up with that.
To see what's up with the plan, because your mom was still paying for your phone bill at the time.
Yes, she was paying for my phone bill. I ain't have it at the time,
right?
But like I said, man, that experience, it allowed me to grow up and mature and kind of be on my own. And you know, it was times where I had to figure things out. You know, I couldn't call home and ask for mom or, you know, ask for grandma. Like, to figure something, I had to figure it out on my own. So it was one of those things where I would rather, you know, work hard at the moment and figure it out on the run, rather than just to keep calling home and trying to, with a handout, you know, looking for a handout. So
you had to wing it,
man,
in other words.
Yeah, I just had to wing it, man. And
Shout out.
it was tough, but, you know, I got through it. So
Okay.
I ended up playing for Toronto for 2 years and then going to Ottawa for 2 years. And, you know, I had a good career in both places and ended up having a workout with Buffalo, the Vikings, and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was my last workout. So I went there in January. Ended up signing like the same day I worked out for him. So it was a blessing. And, you know, at the time, I never really thought like, you know, this was going to be the year. Like, you know, this was going to be the time where I was going to break through and make it to the league. You know, at the time, it was just, this is my last opportunity really to try to fight to get back into the NFL. And my whole mindset was like, if I can get into somebody's training camp, if I can make it to the preseason, put some good things on film, ball out, I can put myself in a position to play in the NFL. And, you know, I just kept my head down, kept grinding. And, you know, I felt like, you know, God just put me in the right place at the right time, man. Like, it's just crazy how, like, all the chips just fell into place. And I kind of always look back at, like, my journey. And I'm like, what if I would have gave up, like, 2 years ago or a year ago? And I'm like, everything I did to get to this point, I would have wasted it, you know? And not knowing when this opportunity would come, or even if I would have a chance to even play in the league, but I always look at it as like, I never quit. You know, that was my thing. I always knew I had the ability to play. I always knew I had, you know, the mental and just physically playing in this league. But I never thought that the time would be now. And, you know, that's not me to determine, you know. I just felt like it's all God's timing. I was able to have a good preseason with Pittsburgh, and how I got to Denver is even more crazy because
I want you to tell them how you told me. I want to know that. Like, I want the clear, raw.
So I'm sitting. I got released by Pittsburgh, like the day before, but I couldn't say anything, or I couldn't make it, you know, like official, because I knew I was going to be signed into the practice squad. So the next day, you know, I wake up, I can't even really sleep the night before, because I'm like, all right, I just got to make it to the facility, sign my contract, and I'm going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. That's all was in my head.
Up all night.
But in the back of my mind, I knew if I didn't clear waivers, somebody else would pick me up. So I'm like, all right. I get to the facility. Car picked me up at like 12. It was like 12:30. Got to the facility like 12:45. 15 minutes before the waiver claims come out. 1 o'clock. My phone dying, so I charged my phone in the general, the GM, assistant GM's office. And he's like, hey, if the Patriots claim you, I'm not giving you your phone back. And I'm like, all right, you just making that a joke. Like, all right, I'm about to go grab some lunch. I'm going downstairs and eat. Y'all, whenever y'all get the claim or waiver, just come get me. So I'm eating. Got me some salmon, some little rice and broccoli. I can remember the meal. I got it in a to-go box too, because I was like, all right, if they going to come get me, I'm going to sign and I'm going to be out. Take my to-go Go play. So GM walk in the cafeteria, assistant GM, and I'm like, they walking straight to me. Like, and it's like 6 people in the caf. Like, why y'all walking to me? So first thing he said, it's like, come with me. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me go get this done. I get in the office. Coach T, everybody's in there, and it's like, oh, this serious. Like, and first thing I heard was, you're a Bronco.
Huh.
And I'm like, what? I'm in there looking like puzzled, like, are y'all serious? And they was like, yup. The Broncos just claimed you. So I was like, oh, man, like, this just happened. Like, you know, I'm like, I'm shocked, but I'm thinking about, like, man, with my homeboy, like, my teammates, I'm about to lead these boys. Like, we had plans. Like, we was going to have a good year. Next thing you know, I'm on a whole different team. And, like, 5 minutes later, I walk out the office. John Elway called me, and he's like, welcome to Denver. And that's when it, like, hit me. I'm like,
that's John Elway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, I'm really a Bronco. So then, like, bro, 10 minutes later, I had my flight information. I had everything. Like, they was like, just pack your bags up. And I was on the flight by 7 o'clock. So the whole flight, same day.
Let me interject into this. I don't know what told me to FaceTime. Okay, no, I'm sorry, to Google this nigga's name. I Googled his name, and I saw the same articles that I've been seeing all week. You know, like Diontae Spencer offered spot on the practice squad, whatever. I scrolled down a little bit, got to the Twitter results, and literally I saw Denver Broncos claim wide receiver kick returner Diontae Spencer off waivers. And I'm like, no way. I FaceTime him, and he go, I mean, it's almost like right after it happened. I FaceTime him, and he goes, hey, Raj, I'm going to call you right back. But look, before I let you go, I land at 9.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, I land at 9. Because you was talking about, like, barbecuing and stuff.
Shit, I mean, I was trying to celebrate.
When you threw the man a coming home party.
When you put Raj on hold, he picked up his phone and was like, Al, guess what?
Oh yeah, shit, everybody knew.
It was crazy though, bro, because like everything was happening so fast. I was like, I'm on a plane like 5 hours later, and then I land, and my mind just like, I'm racing. I'm like, dude, I'm about to have to meet new teammates, learn a new playbook. Like my first professional game is about to be on Monday night, prime time. Like that's the first, like that's running through my head. So I'm not sleeping. I'm not getting no good. I'm mind everywhere. Now, mind you, the next morning I got to be up at 6:15. Go to the facility, do physical, do all that crazy stuff, and then we had practice. I get to practice, and they like, yeah, like, you the starting returner this week. You getting every rep. Like, I'm like, oh, man.
Hey, every rep.
So, like, my first, and then, like, Raj was like, man, I'm telling you, the air is different up here. I'm like, all right, Raj, like.
You take me serious.
I ain't even take you serious. I'm like,
all right.
It's gonna be all right. I get to practice. I got a major headache. I'm like, why do I have a headache, bro? Is it because I'm not sleeping, or is this I can't breathe? Like, this air is crazy. I literally was about to take my visor off. I was like, at practice, I was contemplating, like, I need to take this visor off. I don't know if this visor not letting me get no good air or what. But it was crazy, bro. The whole 24 hours, everything changed. From the uniform, the colors, teammates, playbook, new city. It was crazy.
Living arrangements, everything.
Everything.
I mean, what's crazy is like when you first left the Ottawa and you went to to Pittsburgh, everybody, like, it's funny because, like, me and a couple of my partners, shout out, this podcast brought to you by the Harry, was like, basically kept saying that Boys in the B was like, oh yeah, they bringing Diontae over there to take Antonio Brown's spot. Like, and, like, we sitting over here like, come on,
I
man.
heard that the whole
Come
offseason.
on, man. Come on, New Iberia. You got to do better than that, man. So
I heard that the whole offseason.
I know you had to. Like, I mean, because, you know, boys from the B, they'll run with some stuff, but that's funny though. But like, we sitting over there and we watching all the preseason games. And it's funny, the reason I was coming full circle is that you get to play against AB on Monday Night Football the first week of the season. That's crazy.
Dope.
On some small world stuff. But, you know, like that, how does that feel to know that a whole bunch of people who you don't even know, like you just said, like, you don't know everybody from the B, but pretty much to a man, everybody in New Iberia know you. And they know your name, and they gonna be rooting for you this Monday night and for the whole season in your career. How does that feel knowing that you got that kind of support behind you?
The whole city behind you.
I mean, it's a blessing, bro. Like, that's really how I can explain it because, you know, New Iberia has, I feel like it's given me a lot and taken a lot from me. So, at the end of the day, you know, I can only say that through the ups and the downs, it just blessed me, you know, to become who I am. It's my roots, you know, and I feel like everybody that's behind me and that's from there, you know, they know me to a certain extent, you know, like they see the football, Spence, they see, you know, people who watched me grow up, know my family, you know, that's how they know me, you know, but I feel like to get to know somebody, you got to actually talk to them, you know, like get to know who they are off the field.
Got to spend some time
away
with
from, like spend some, you know, from all that. So I feel like people know me, but, you know, when it comes to like just football and just seeing somebody from New Iberia, like, they gonna root for me, you know, so, and that's why I just say it's a blessing because you rooting for somebody that you know of.
You don't really even know them.
You know of.
That's why you're in a small town Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So, they know me, but they don't know me. And for them to just continue to cheer for me and, you know, wish me a good career and want to see me do good, it's a blessing because I don't know all of them, but I thank them for all the support, you know? So, at the end of the day, man, it's you know, I can't really explain it, but it's just a blessing. Like,
well, we're going to help
when you went,
go ahead.
When you was in Canada, what was one of the times when you were just like, man, you know, one of them hard patches where, you know, because football, you know, especially during the season, you know, it's a long grind, man. You know, you taking hits, you practicing. When was one of those times when you was like, man, I think I'm about to get this up, or I might get this up, or this might not be for me anymore?
Man, I would say it was 2 times. My rookie year, I ended up making the team, and I got put on practice squad for like 3 or 4 weeks. And through those 3 or 4 weeks, I was like, man, like, I'm not. If I was doing it for the money, I wouldn't be playing because I wasn't making that much money.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm like, bro, why am I even, you know, like, why I'm doing this? And it kind of just hit me like, what would I be doing if I wasn't doing this? So it kind of just like woke me up in a sense, like, don't look at the situation I'm in now. Continue to grind, and no telling where this game gonna take you. And that's how I approach each and every day, no matter if I was playing or not. And a guy that I was behind, Chad Owens, he would always tell me like, man, like, why you putting so much time and getting to the facility early? And I'm not even playing. I'm on practice squad. But like, I'm sitting in meetings with all the guys that's playing, and like, you would think I'm like a starter. And when my time came to start, I was ready. Had a breakout game, and I never looked back from there. And then my second year, you know, they ended up trying to make me the guy, and I got hurt. And I can remember the day I had to call my mom, and I'm like, I'm out for, they selling me 6 to 8 weeks. I missed 2 months of football, and that time I was just like depressed. Like I had never been hurt before. I was by myself, like couldn't really move, nothing. And I felt like that's when I had enough time to think about like why I love the game and why I'm going to continue to play the game.
And rehab coming back is tough.
Man,
Pushing
everything,
through that.
bro. It was
Yeah,
just like,
bro.
It was just like, I'm all the way in Toronto, and my family is just like, they worrying about me. And it was just so much, and I'm like, I'm getting better.
Yeah.
And they like, well, how you doing? I'm like, I'm getting better. So I just worked hard to get back, and when I got back, I had like 7 games left, and I had almost 700 and some yards.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. 109 touches. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. He balled.
And I had to like rebuild my confidence, rebuild everything. It was just me. Like it wasn't nobody else. It was just, I started reading. I started doing all kind of stuff, bro. And, God blessed me to go to Ottawa, and I was able to, sign 2 big contracts.
Yeah.
And got the opportunity to come back down south. So, like, I feel like going through all of that, it just made me tough, man. It just made me, like, dig deep to find out who I really was and why I'm doing this.
Hey, I got a question. What team were you playing when you put up 496 all-purpose yards? Who were y'all playing?
Hamilton.
Grambling?
The Grambling Tiger Cats.
They all Grambling colors.
Damn near Grambling, man.
I said, Lord have mercy, bro. Almost 500 yards. How'd that feel?
Bro, that was that night. Ooh, man.
Untouchable, huh?
Yeah, I felt like I was in like a real life movie, and I was scripting the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
you could do what you want.
I was doing whatever I want, fool. And it didn't hit me until like the 3rd or 4th quarter. And they was like, oh, you need like 50 some yards to like break the record. I'm like, oh, for real? And like
Right that bitch in.
When they told me that, I'm like, all right. So, in the back of your head, you probably thinking in a real movie, you hear that like, oh, he not gonna get it.
Yeah, yeah, it's like setting it up.
Somebody done told him
he gonna get 49
like
yards or something like that.
He gonna miss about 1 yard, bro. But like I said, bro, I was writing the script that night, and I was able to do whatever I want. I remember the kickoff return that actually got me past the yardage mark.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they kicked it to me, I was like,
got him.
I think I needed like 40 some yards. And I took the return like 46 or 47.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, I got it. Like I didn't pass it. I didn't beat the record. So it was crazy, bro.
Hold up. It was 496 yards?
Yeah. 496. I had more yards.
Why you ain't got 500, man? Get out of here, man.
No, he had
500.
He had 133 punt return yards.
Okay, Los. Yeah, I know. We could Google, but he needed 4 more yards. I needed you to get 4. That's all I'm saying.
500.
Bruh. But listen though, this is what people don't understand. I had over 500. 2 penalties took off. I had like a 25-yard return and it was like a 18 or 19. So I would have been well past 500.
That's real.
Okay. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Was that the same game when you did that celebration, man, that was on SportsCenter?
That was a playoff. That went viral too. That was crazy.
Who came up with that? You or your teammates?
Me.
I like that. If y'all ain't seen it, Google it. What would they Google to find it, man? Limbo celebration CFL?
Yeah, limbo. You could probably type in limbo.
You could just type in limbo.
You can't just type in limbo.
That's the first thing.
Limbo viral.
Limbo viral. Limbo New Iberia.
ESPN, First Take, Undisputed. What you
What you
Look
want?
at shine on, young brother.
Well, you did mention that a lot of people know you from afar, but they don't know you. Let me ask you, I'm a quick fire. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Los, Raj, y'all can answer these questions too because, obviously weekly. People want to get to know y'all better as well. It's a couple of questions to get to know you. What was your team growing up, man? What team you used to like in the NFL?
I'm a Giants fan.
Okay. Weird flex, but okay. Because we all gonna say Saints. We already know that, but
You know that.
And I guess the question I would ask is, can you still consider yourself a fan if you're in that league of like the Giants, or is it kind of like, you know what? I don't worry about them boys. That's just some boys we playing against now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like I can't root for it. Like, I'm trying to win a Super Bowl.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was my team. I guess it still is my team a little bit, but
Nah,
trying to win
bro.
a Super Bowl.
Denver your team now. Denver your team.
Denver your team.
Denver
Let's
your
do
team
that.
now.
Let's do that.
Don't get that.
And you still kind of like the Steelers
Put
people
my
because
pride
you're partners
aside.
on the Steelers. I got you. That's your squads right now. Next question, man. Look, next question. I said kind of quick fire, man. Checks over stripes or stripes over checks?
ooh, checks over stripes.
Raj.
I don't know if they got some like weird like backstory to this, but stripes.
Checks.
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know what that means.
Ra-
I just
damn,
like
Raj,
stripes, man.
why you
I
don't-
like to wear stripes?
Hey, Spence, can you please explain to him what that means?
Checks over stripes?
Yes.
Shit.
Why would
Trying to get to that bag.
Raj?
Nike, man.
Nike, Adidas.
Oh no, stripes. No doubt.
Okay.
I'm glad I said it.
I mean,
Damn.
this is Travis Scott Drake exclusive. I don't know if y'all seen that Travis Scott documentary on Netflix.
The checks
Dope.
off jump.
Off jump.
Yeah, it's supposed to be checks over strikes. That's what I like. That's what we like. That's all. I mean, that's all I got. How about this? Snowfall or power?
Power.
Raj.
Man, I don't watch either one.
Okay,
Hey,
great.
that's Friends. That's Snowfall.
Raj say Friends. What you got?
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
That's Snowfall.
NCIS.
Yep.
Criminal Minds, right.
I don't know. I think I'm boy, it's close. I like Snowfall, but Power this week was
I
nasty
wanted
too.
Power too. Yeah.
Power was nasty this week too. I think I'm Snowfall. Last one. Last question. Last quick fire question. Can you double team and pick up?
No.
Raj, double team and okay.
I think you double team. I think you could double team somebody garbage. You can't double team like the cold nigga. Like you can't just be like pick him up at half. Like you got to double team a garbage nigga that you could just
you
know
have
you
to
can come on from.
you have to double team the cold.
Knows
dude.
what you say.
You must double team the cold dude. If he a professional,
No.
you got to double
'Cause
team
I'm-
him, bro.
Hey,
I'm going to guard the cold dude.
listen, you a
don't worry
professional.
about him. He
You a
not gonna
professional athlete. Yeah, you gonna guard the coach.
Yes.
He not going to scope.
Okay, you a
He not
professional.
scoring. No point.
He's not supposed to.
Spence, the dudes we play with gonna score. They gonna score.
Guaranteed.
Bruh,
They gonna score.
They
They play
professionals,
overseas.
man.
They gonna score.
look,
Professionals.
They gonna get buckets.
I'm telling look, everybody get a man. I'm guarding him.
That's what we want.
He not scoring.
Cool. That's fine.
And I'm not going to shoot the ball.
I
I'm
got
not shooting. I'm
Spence.
just guarding him.
Now, we was talking about this last week, and we was all saying, "Nah, it's no double teaming and pickup." But then me and Los went and played last Saturday, and they kept saying, "Al, bring the double, bring the
Yes.
double."
Yes.
I was bringing the double all Saturday. Like,
Yes.
at a point,
I'm feeling it. Y'all better double team Spence.
well, there you go. So it is doubling and pickup.
Oh, man might put 496 on you.
What you mean? 4 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds? Is that
That's a triple double.
No, man. No, but that's a bunch of stuff, man. Hey, you play fantasy football?
I can't.
You can't. And that's the thing. I couldn't find you when I was trying to download. I had a draft before this podcast, and I wanted to get Diontae Spencer. I couldn't find you. but I took the Broncos defense and everything. So that's defense, special teams. You know what I mean? Points.
That's it.
That's him. So I get you and
A bunch of my partners sent me.
I get you and Von
My
Miller.
partners sent me like fantasy stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually saw him up there. I saw him, not necessarily in our league, in the Best Friend Weekend League, but in a different league, in the Yahoo League. I picked him up.
Okay. Well, somebody got to get him in the Best Friend Weekend League. We got to pick him up, like when he become available, man. I mean, but I feel like I got him and Von Miller, and for 2 for 1.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. They just get the whole defense. I get Vic Fangio and you know what I mean, and John Elway. I get them all. Defense, you get all them boys, man. Speaking of, just a little aside that has to be put online. Raj, I feel like you want to be one of them.
Thomas.
Come on, man. We looked at your Best Friend Weekend League team, brother. No, I noticed you had Amari Cooper, Zeke Elliott, and Dallas defense.
Thomas.
Bro, what are you doing right now?
No, it wasn't.
It
wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was
Thomas.
Drafting.
That's who was picking.
So look at Lowe's. Look at Lowe's finally on Lowe's. That's just the way it worked out. But basically, the reason why, when you get 3 guys on one team, you definitely look like a fan. I picked up that defense late, because they got a weak first round matchup. So that's the reason why I did it.
Who they playing? The Giants.
Not first round, yeah.
They playing the Giants. They playing Spence's favorite team, and that's how you doing them. Okay, I got you.
That boy, that
It's all good. That's not gonna make me choose any different.
So even if you're not on that fantasy that I noticed, man, you gonna be on that Madden this year?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even know. So the game already dropped. So how your ratings look, dog? I mean, you on there already? I'm assuming you is, right?
Well, I don't think I was on there when I was in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Because the Madden had already dropped. Like, I'm trying to think. Way before the preseason.
But they do like the updates every week, right?
Oh, yeah, the update. Roger was telling me I had an update
I think
today.
they did an update today. I hadn't really checked it.
Okay.
But after every week in the NFL, it get updated. So if I snap this week, I might be shit.
What speed you say? You told me a speed.
I gotta have a 95 speed.
90. You said what now? You think Madden gonna get what? That's what
I gotta have a 95 speed, fool.
I ain't mad with it. That's what we expect, man. I don't know. We're gonna look it up, man. I was trying to look it up live, but I can't find it that quick, man. I ain't that smooth to be able to find it. I mean, you're on the EA, you know what I mean, to be able to figure out exactly what the speed numbers is, but 95 at least, that's what we look for, man.
Got to.
All right. Well, there it is, man. Shit. We said a lot of good things, man. Is there anything else, that you want to share before we get out of here? I know you gotta get ready for the week. Get ready to get in that playbook and learn all them plays.
I got a question. What's your first dance when you score?
First dance?
What's the first dance you're doing when you score?
I got a couple of them. It really just, once I get in the end zones, I don't know, it just snapping to me. I don't even really be thinking about it too much, but I got a couple in my head.
You get that whoa,
I don't like
that backhand bounce. That whoa.
Nah, I can't do the whoa. I thought about just going straight, Louisiana.
That's what I think you should do.
And just wilding. But
that's what I think you should.
It depends.
All them niggas in the B gonna be going straight Louisiana wild.
Josephine and Johnny on it, if you want.
Ooh, they're gonna be jigging in the end zone.
Yeah.
You gotta go Louisiana the first one. You gotta go Louisiana the first one.
You could just jig, hit that jiggulators. That's that's as Louisiana as it comes.
Could do that.
But I don't know. Part of it is trying to go viral too, so that's a part of it, man.
Got to.
Look, Los, I was setting it up when I asked him if he had to go look at the play. Now cue up that music for Nothing Nice to say.
They say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Aldo NICE.
Ain't nothing nice. Yeah.
Alright, so look, I hate to talk about local things too much from my hometown, but I've been watching this story a little bit, so I thought I'd discuss it. So one of the little homies, this podcast brought to you by Cody Bechet. Hey, Rog, is Cody Bechet the one who got hit in that baseball? Is that him?
No.
Well,
Nah.
never mind. The story's still applicable. So Cody posted something on Facebook the other day, and I usually don't read everything, but I got time today, so check it out. So he said, I normally keep my political preferences and opinions to myself, but in this case, it's a must that I let this be known. A couple of weekends ago, I was outside working in my yard and was approached by a candidate running for New Iberia Clerk of Court. The candidate entered my yard, and his first question, before even introducing himself, was, do you live here? Not thinking anything of it, I replied, yes, I do. And I extended my hand to shake it. He told me his name, followed by a statement that he was the best candidate for the job. I replied, great. Can you tell me why? He began to talk about his family and the positions that are currently held by his family members. Me thinking, but how does this even qualify you? Realizing that I wasn't impressed by his banter, he moved on to, man, you look so familiar. Do I know you? I replied, where would you know me from? The man had the audacity to say that he recognized me from the wanted posters on the wall in the post office. I first paused, I guess to collect my thoughts and give him time to clear it up. He said nothing, and then I realized that I had just been racially profiled. I became visibly angry, and that's when he tried to clean it up. Too late, partner. You already insulted me. I demanded he remove himself from my property and was sure to let him know that David Ditch would be getting my vote. I chose not to mention this candidate's name, but if you know, you know. Do your homework. Make your vote count. Enough is enough. I stand against racism. So, obviously, when I read that, I had to go look up who was running for clerk of court, New Iberia, and see who the other person he was talking about. But before I could even do that, I looked in the comments, and Juan had already aired out the person in question, and I found out his name was Ryan Huval. This, of course, got me down a rabbit hole on social media, reading about dude and why other people wasn't rocking with him. Another thing I noticed was a lot of people in the comments saying to vote for the other candidate, David Ditch, because of the incident. Fair enough. When it was all said and done, I just went on with my regular life and forgot all about it. Because honestly, this story doesn't affect my day-to-day life whatsoever. But then I started getting all kind of requests on Facebook. And they've been burning my Boudin. And no, it's not notifications for random people that I barely know or remember telling me that they going live. It ain't that one. Raj, I know you said that burn your Boudin. But I've been getting notifications saying that David Ditch has invited me to like his Iberia Parish Clerk of Court page. So wait, I gotta know something. Was David Ditch a man of the people trying to drum up the black vote in New Iberia before this incident? Or is he just trying to capitalize on the moment? I know y'all gave me a little evidence on the other dude, but why I feel like this cat is any different? Once again, I won't be going to do any research on him because obviously he didn't do any research on me and find out that I haven't lived in New Iberia for 19 years. And I won't hate. Matter of fact, I'm just going to leave it right there. Because I ain't got nothing nice to say about good old boys who make racist, quote-unquote, jokes about black folk in New Iberia or good old boys who seem to try to steal some of them black votes without working for them. So I won't say nothing at all. Raj, did you get any of those? I'm just curious because am I the only person who's been getting vote for David Ditch? Like,
I haven't gotten it.
I feel like it's kind of funny that man like using this as like his, hey, come on, black people, come vote for me.
So wait, let me ask you a question. Wait, are you saying that Cody Bechet went viral with it?
Yes.
Like,
oh, no.
Think David Ditch?
No. Oh, I didn't say all of this facts. Ryan Huval went on his comments and apologized and said, I would like to go to dinner with you. And Cody went back and they was going back and forth. It was like pretty New Iberia viral. It was a very New Iberia viral situation. Like
I saw it I did see it when it was new. I didn't see it after the fact.
But yeah, I just thought it was funny that now all of a sudden David Ditch is like for the coloreds. Like, how is that a thing?
Sometimes you can't miss your opportunity, man.
Hey, that door open up, you gotta walk right on through that thing.
Is this his Airbnb situation?
Definitely, 100%. Sometimes you can't miss your opportunity, man. You know,
man.
Sometimes it just fall in your lap. I just don't. Let me tell you what I don't understand. Honestly, I believe my dog. I've been knowing him for a while.
Oh, here we go.
But I just
Juicy Smollett.
man. somebody walk up to you and tell you that they saw you on the wanted poster? Come on, man. People really do that?
Juicy Smooth, hey.
And then try to clean it up after that on a campaign trail? That sounds very suspect. Now I believe him.
I believe him because Ryan Huval went on there and confirmed. He said he uses that joke a lot, and he said he usually uses it with older white ladies, and they find the kick out of it.
I see. Okay. All right, cool then. All right.
Oh, you're just giving Ryan Huval the benefit of the doubt.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that's his kind of go-to joke, but he just used it on the wrong person.
Yeah.
You know, like you got to be tasteful in your jokes, and that means that your jokes, all your jokes aren't versatile. You got to have some jokes for 30-year-old white black dudes. You got to have them.
You're absolutely right, because that's like a whole thing in and of itself. When somebody think they got jokes that work and they don't. Like they had a guy who we had come in. My sister had him come and teach my class. Came help me teach a class recently, and he said this. He walked in and he said, professional development should be like a woman's dress. Long enough to cover the material, but short enough to keep it interesting. And I'm like, bruh, you can't say that shit. Relax. Relax, dog. Like, this is not the audience for that. These teachers are looking at you like, oh, yeah, so there you go, man. It's a whole bunch of things, man. But look, like I said, we said we would keep it under an hour today because we want to make sure we let that boy get to the books and everything else that's gone along with it, man. Look, can't stop, won't stop, man. D Spence, we appreciate you sitting in with us on the BFW podcast this week. And don't make this the last time, brother.
No. I'm going to come back. After I go viral.
For sure. Hey, Raj, no NFL this week, I take it, man. We'll put a little note on the end that says, Raj will do NFL next week or something, man. So
I might have something for you. I might have something for him.
shoot it to me in the next couple hours. But yeah, y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back in your back next week with some more good stuff, man. We out of there, man.
Due to us interviewing an NFL player, the NFL segment with Rog Smuve will not air this week. Please tune into our future episodes to hear Roger's weekly ode to female rap lyrics. But be warned, these lyrics are nasty. They are legit nasty. Some would say disgusting. And the views expressed in this segment do not represent the views of Rog Smuve, the Best Friend Weekend podcast, or any of our parents. They are simply the views of Megan Thee Stallion, Cup Cocky, City Girls, Cardi B and other former strippers trying to make it in the rap game. Blame them, Guz, not us. Have a nice day.